In a bustling city of New Haven, Joseph lived a life that seemed full yet was shadowed by deep sorrow. His beloved wife, Amelia, had passed away unexpectedly, leaving him to raise their beautiful daughter Lily alone. Amelia had been the cornerstone of their family, and her loss left an indelible void in their lives. As Joseph stood by Amelia's graveside, he made a solemn vow to himself. He would not remarry until he had given Lily the best possible upbringing and education. This promise became his guiding star, leading him through the darkest days. Joseph was a dedicated professional, immersed in his work as an architect. His designs were celebrated for their creativity and precision. Yet, his heart always remained anchored at home. Balancing his demanding career with the responsibilities of single parenthood was not easy feat. Realizing he needed help, he decided to hire a maid to look after Lily, ensuring she receives the care and attention she deserves while he was at work. After a thorough search, a woman named Sharon arrived at Joseph's doorstep seeking employment. Sharon was a kind, respectful woman with a gentle demeanor and a glowing resume. She immediately made a positive impression on Joseph with her sincerity and warmth. Her references spoke highly of her reliability and her ability to connect with children. From the moment Sharon stepped into their home, a remarkable transformation began to unfold. She treated Lily like a princess, attending to her every need with genuine affection. The young girl, who had been grieving the loss of her mother, soon found solace in Sharon's comforting presence. Sharon's stories, her patient listening, and her constant support helped Lily navigate her grief. Their bond grew stronger with each passing day, and it wasn't long before Joseph noticed the profound impact Sharon was having on Lily's happiness and well-being. One evening, Joseph returned from work, weary but content. Lily, with her eyes shining brightly, followed him to his bedroom. As he began to change out of his work clothes, she climbed onto the bed and spoke in a soft, earnest voice. "Daddy, Sharon is a good person, and I think you can marry Auntie Sharon. Knowing that my mother is no more, why can't you marry Auntie Sharon as your wife?" Joseph was taken aback by her daughter's innocent suggestion. He sat down beside her, pulling her into his gentle embrace. "Princess, I'll think about it," he replied, his mind swirling with thoughts. That night, as he lay in bed, Joseph found himself contemplating his daughter's words. Sharon is indeed a remarkable woman, and the bond she has formed with Lily was undeniable. Over the following weeks, Joseph paid closer attention to Sharon. He noticed her unwavering dedication, the way she managed the household with ease, her genuine affection for Lily. She was just a maid, but had become an integral part of their family. Her presence brought a warmth and stability that had been missing since Amelia's passing. Determined to explore this new possibility, Joseph decided to have a heart-to-heart conversation with Sharon. "Sharon, are you single?" he asked hesitatingly one evening, unsure of where the conversation might lead. Sharon looked up from her chores, a hint of surprise in her eyes. Yes, happily and blessedly single, she replied with a soft smile. Encouraged by her response, Joseph felt a flicker of hope. He began to spend more time with Sharon, sharing stories about his late wife, his dreams for Lily, and his visions for the future. Sharon listened with empathy and shared her own experiences and dreams. They discovered a shared love for books and a passion for cooking and a mutual respect for family values. One sunny afternoon, Joseph mustered the courage to take the next step. He approached Sharon with a mixture of nervousness and determination. "Sharon," he began, his voice steady, "I had been thinking about what Lily said. You have become an important part of our lives, and I would be honored if you would consider becoming my wife." Sharon's eyes widened in surprise, and for a moment she was speechless. Then a warm smile spread across her face. "Joseph, I will be honored," she replied, her voice filled with emotion. Their wedding was a simple, intimate affair attended by close friends and family. Lily was ecstatic, delighted to see her beloved aunt Sharon become her stepmother. The newlyweds settled into their life together, creating a loving and harmonious home. Sharon continued to care for Lily with the same devotion, while Joseph found a renewed sense of purpose and happiness. However, life has a way of throwing unexpected challenges our way. One day, while Joseph was at work, he received a frantic call from Sharon. "Honey, please come to the hospital. Lily is very sick," she said, her voice trembling with worry. Joseph's heart raced as he rushed to the hospital, his mind filled with dread. When he arrived, he found Lily unconscious, surrounded by doctors who were trying to determine what was wrong. Despite their best efforts, they couldn't find any medical explanation for her condition. Tragically, a few hours later, Lily passed on. Joseph was devastated, his world shattered by the loss of his beloved child. The months that followed were a blow of grief and sorrow. Joseph struggled to come to terms with Lily's death, but with Sharon's support, he began to find a way to move forward. However, a new problem arose that he had never anticipated. Whenever he tried to be intimate with Sharon, he found himself unable to perform. His cucumber, as he referred to it, would lose power, leaving him frustrated and confused. One day, Joseph returned home from work to find a man sitting in his living room, watching television. The man was tall and muscular, with a menacing air about him. "Baby, who is this man?" Joseph asked Sharon, his voice tinged with suspicion. Sharon looked flustered for a moment before replying. "Oh, come on. This is my cousin. I forgot to tell you about him. This is my longtime cousin from the other family." Joseph nodded, though he felt a gnawing unease in the pit of his stomach. Okay, I'm leaving. I have a business trip and I will be gone for a month, he said, deciding to put some distance between himself and the strange situation. During his trip, Joseph met a beautiful single lady named Isabel. She was charming, intelligent, and had a vibrant energy that captivated him. Joseph felt an instant connection with her, a spark that he hadn't felt in a long time. Deciding to test if his problem was specific to Sharon, he initiated a romantic encounter with Isabel. To this relief, his cucumber worked perfectly with her. Joseph found himself falling for Isabel, but he wouldn't bring himself to tell her the truth about his marital status. Deep down, he knew he was living a lie, but he couldn't deny the happiness Isabel brought into his life. A few weeks after returning home, Joseph received a message from Isabel. "Mr. Joseph, I am pregnant," she wrote. The news filled him with a mixture of joy and dread. He was thrilled at the prospect of becoming a father again, but he knew he had to confront the reality of his situation. Determined to face the consequence of his action, Joseph decided to visit Isabel and to tell her the truth. "Isabel, I am sorry. I am a married man. I love you, but the truth is, I have a wife. I don't know what we are going to do about this. Let me make plans. I will come back. Let me think about it," he said, his voice filled with regret. Isabel was devastated. "Why didn't you tell me?" she cried, her eyes brimming with tears. Joseph could see the hurt in her eyes, and it tore at his heart. He left, promising to return with a plan. Joseph arrived back home. He found a scene that scattered his remaining illusions. Sharon and her so-called cousin were in bed together, clearly intimate. Enraged, Joseph confronted Sharon, demanding an explanation. In the heat of the moment, Sharon broke down and confessed everything. She admitted to using traditional charms to harm Lily and to ensure he couldn't be intimate with her. Her longtime boyfriend had been visiting her under the guise of being a cousin, and they had been conspiring together. Joseph was furious and heartbroken. He threw Sharon out of his house, feeling a mixture of anger, betrayal, and relief. With Sharon gone, he decided to reach out to Isabel and make amends. Joseph traveled back to Isabel, determined to set things right. "Isabel, I am truly sorry for everything. I have ended my marriage, and I want to be with you. I love you, and I want us to raise our child together," he said. Isabel looked at him, her eyes searching his for a hint of deceit. After a long pause, she nodded. "Okay, Joseph, but you have to promise me that you will always be honest with me," she said. "I promise," Joseph replied, feeling the weight lifted off his shoulders. Joseph and Isabel married in a small, intimate ceremony. Isabel became his wife, and together they prepared to welcome their child into the world. Joseph felt a renewed sense of hope and purpose, determined to build a better life for his new family. As time passed, Joseph reflected on the series of events that had led him to this point. He realized the importance of making careful choices and being honest with those he loved. He had learned that life could be unpredictable. This is the end of the story. My name is Ifeyinwa Idokwe, and I hope you have learned one or two things from this story. Please do like, share, comment. Let me know your opinion in the comment section. Please do subscribe. Thank you so much.